Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. So excited to see my Crossroads Witches and other interesting magical folks who are leaning into my channel. Thank you all so much. Today, I want to talk about experience versus information. I want to talk about who are you listening to? Are you listening to information? Are you listening to experience? All right. I'm going to give you a little example right here. All right. If I told you I done read all these books, I read them all. I even read a book on advanced pagan. I read every one of these books. I know everything there is to know about doing a full moon ritual. Let me tell you how to do it. You're doing it wrong because the book says it's wrong. I read it in a book. Y'all get where I'm at? Now let me tell you experience. Let me show you what I have been doing these past couple of moons. Let me show you my record of each moon that I stood under and experienced it. Starting to see these two sides. All right. You beautiful young new magic folk and witches who are in our community, I need you to understand we got folks out there done gave themselves some fancy title, done read all these books and are going to tell you what to do, and they never stood in a circle themselves. They never danced under a full moon. They've never got together with a group of witches, but they've read about it, so they're going to tell you about it. All right? And really getting past what people have put around them in the Instagram pretty picture. And who are you listening to? All right? What is their experience? What have they done? This is back to we can talk about jumping out of an airplane all day. We can read every manual, watch every video, all right? But I still don't know the experience of it. And until I do it, I won't know, all right? So for you new witches, I know a lot of you are looking for community, and you meet somebody who tells you they're the arch high priestess of whatever seminary, and that in 3 years you can be a high priestess too. Honey, please start backing out of that room slowly, all right? Be aware that within our community, we got scams. We got scam artists, all right? They're not the majority. I believe that. It's just those couple of rotten apples. But those rotten apples have learned to speak really loud and to be bright and shiny to attract folks who don't know any better. All right? They are preying on naivety. And for you as a new person, you're like, well, what do I do? How do I know? You listen to a lot of different people. You go have your own experience. If you want to be part of a group, then start looking in your area and find out what's going on and go to one of those. All right, get in our community. People that are sitting up on the internet and that's all they do. They've never been around other witches. They don't stand under full moons. They don't dance, but yet they've given themselves the title of high priestess, arch priestess, or whatever title they printed out on their printer, because that's where the title came from. Y'all know that, all right? I just want to keep going about this, because I've seen some really good, sincere, beautiful witches get wrapped up in some of this stuff. And they jump in because like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And you don't stop to breathe, to look, to think. I want you to listen to what these people are saying. Who are you listening to? And I'm not saying not listening to somebody full of book knowledge isn't a good thing, if that is what you're looking for. Typically we go to workshops where somebody's put together the information. But if you're looking for an experience and you're sitting in an information space, you're not going to get what you're looking for, all right? You said, and some of these people, they don't know. They're some role-playing game they're playing up on the internet, all right? They're not speaking their authentic voices. And you have to learn to walk in with your eyes wide open and to be savvy and not let the bright sparklies, all right, all this is bright sparklies, make it look like it's real, all right? And when we talk about high priestesses, all right, high priest, elders within conjuring, Southern conjure, we reference as mamas, papas. You'll hear us root doctors, all sorts of names, all right, hoogans, and other names that you hear. How are the people around them? All right? Because if they truly are carrying the energy of a high priest, of a hoogan, of a mama, it is the people around them that recognize that energy. It is the people around them that give up that title of respect, all right? Within folklore, American Witchcraft tradition, we don't give the title of high priest or high priestess to someone. Someone works with me for a couple of years. What will happen is they will develop their own group, and that group will recognize them. That group's going to let them have the truth of, are you really standing center and facilitating and doing a good job, or do you need to work on it a little bit more? All right? And when that group recognizes that person as a high priest or a high priestess, then that's when I too recognize them. All right? I don't bestow the title on anyone. It was never that, Mama Elizabeth, my first high priestess, told me that it is by my deeds that I will be recognized. It is by my actions that I will be recognized. If you want to stand sitter, start learning to facilitate. And that's what I did. All right. And for the first couple of years, I was the facilitator. And slowly that energy came into me, and I learned to stand center as a high priestess. And when I did that, my folks recognized that energy. They were the ones that bestowed the title upon me. All right? It is not something we give ourselves. And the programs, like you said, where they're like, in 3 years, you can be a high priest. No, you can't. I'll tell you straight up. No, you can't. You can, within 3 years, there is no way you are going to be capable of being responsible for the emotional, spiritual, and magical well-being of other folks. Your first couple of years in community, you need to be working about those things for you, your own sense of self, all right, before you ever worry about standing center and worrying about other folks, all right? Stand under the moons. Give yourself that commitment of 13 moons. Get out in your backyard. Stand in your living room. All right, wherever your space is, create something. And that's all you got to do. All right? It's not these big rituals. It's setting up a space, lighting a candle. All right? You may do a little working, a little meditating, a little journaling. All right? But connecting to divinity, connecting to spirit realm, and connecting to the land you're on right now. That is what is going to give you experience. You ain't going to get it in any of these books, all right? In so many ways, our community is turning into a book club. What book have I read? All right? I love it. And I just despise it. It's such this dual-edged sword of, yes, we should be educating ourselves. Yes, we should always be seeking to learn. All right? But at the same time, part of that seeking to learn is an experience. It's not what book you just read. It's more about what full moon, what dark moon did you stand under? All right. So witches, I want y'all, like I said, look at the folks around you, the folks that you are leaning into, that you are getting your information from, and looking at these people with your eyes open as to who they are. We've got some amazing elders, amazing high priests and priestesses, hugans, mamas and papas in this community who have walked the path. They've done the work. They've managed beautiful, healthy, vibrant groups, covens, groves, communities, all right? But when you talk to these people, they've been doing it for years, you know? Every overnight success is 10 years in the making. That type of an attitude. The journey to standing center is exactly that, a journey. And even I remember when I was a young high priestess, you know, I say young high priestess, I was in my mid-30s. And having to grow into it to where I am today at 58 years old with many groups around me now, all right, that was my own journey, you know. I look back sometimes and I'm thinking, oh, she was so cute. She tried so hard. And I did. My intentions were sincere, but for many years, I was just a facilitator first, meaning that I put together things that had folks come, and through those experiences, I learned to be better. All right? And that's what you need to do, is have experiences. Stop reading. All right. Never thought you'd hear that one now, did you, witches? Okay? And of course, go to houseofwitchcraft.com if you're interested in my personal community. We are folkloric American witchcraft, but we also have folks from around the world, so I have to stop saying that now because, you know, folk magic is everywhere. It's about your dirt, wherever that may be, and learning to embrace it. All right, witches? Okay, y'all go out there and have a bright, blessed day, and I will talk with you again. I want y'all to know that I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. Oh my gosh, I'm this close to turning in the manuscript. This is such a big project for me, and I just can't wait to start sharing it. So, with that said, witches, go fly them brooms, and as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and H.o.W. Dude, my sinuses, nasal drip. I'm gonna go get me some ginger tea. Time for some peppermint. Ooh, lemon.